Hi guys, I've got a comment from Victor Ogunyankin. Sorry if I got your name wrong. He says he's got to make a rubber band powered car that's got to go 3 meters. He's got limited resources, and he says something about he needs to use a special type of pencil. Now I've no idea what he means, but what I am going to do is use a cardboard tray that I've got from the supermarket, and I've got a couple of pencils. And that's all I intend to use. I might use some sticky tape and some glue, but other than that I'm going to try and make it entirely out of the cardboard and the pencils, and some rubber bands obviously. Right, I've cut that tray up into individual pieces so I can use them. This cardboard is quite thin for what I actually want it to do. I want to make the chassis out of it for the car. So I'm going to glue 2 pieces together. I don't know what sort of glue Victor's got, so I'm using some all-purpose adhesive, it calls it here. I only actually need the centre section for the car, but I'm going to glue as much of it together as I can, and then put some heavy weights on it for it to dry. I should go and put some weights on that to hold it flat while it dries. While that's drying, we need some wheels. I'll assume that Victor doesn't have any CDs, because that's what I'd normally use. So I've got a bowl here that I'll draw some circles around. Right, need to cut them out. Cardboard wheels are never very good, but we'll use them. Now we can either try and use scissors to cut them out, or a knife. I'll try with scissors, which is going to be difficult because this is going to be quite tough card. I'm going to cut it with a knife just to make it easier. Now I'll finish it off with scissors. That's quite hard work doing that with scissors. I'd rather be using a knife. So you've got your circle, fold it, in half, then fold it into a quarter, so what you've now got is the centre. So you can push a hole through. Okay, lay that flat. Mark the centre. Next one. So that's the centres. I'm going to use pencils for the axles. So we need to make that hole the right size for the pencil. Right, so that's our 4 wheels. Now we need some paper clips, or if you can't get paper clips, you might be able to find some old power cable that you can strip the conductors out of, if that's nice solid copper wire. But but I'll see if I can manage with paper clips anyway. You need to straighten the paper clip out as best you can. Doesn't need to be perfect because you're going to wrap it round the pencil. And you need to back it off just a little bit once you've done it so that it's loose. So go past and back off a bit, and that should be nice and loose. And we're going to fit that, I'm going to cut this in a minute, but we're going to fit that on the end as bearings for the axles, for the pencil axles. If I'd have cut the cardboard before I joined it together, then I could have used my scissors, so I didn't think about that, but I'm going to cut it with a sharp knife now. So that's the chassis for our car. We need to attach these. We might be able to get away with pushing them in the end. If they won't, then sticky tape on the outside would do. It looks like I might be able to get them in the gaps there with a bit of luck. So I need to make another one of them for this side, and we'll need to cut a little slot out there to allow for the rubber bands to wrap round the axle on the back. The front will be alright, but the back will need to do this. So I'll cut a little slot out there. Again, I'm going to have to use my knife. If I'd have done this before I glued it together, I could have used the scissors. So that's where the rubber band will be going. So it wraps around the back axle, and as it winds up it will need the space. Okay, we need another paper clip. That we need to fit here for the rubber band to connect to. So need some rubber bands. We need to join them together. Just do that slowly. I could drill this and put a little peg in there, but what you can do is just wrap the rubber band round so it goes over itself. Test run time. Just wrap the rubber band round the back axle so it holds on to itself. There we go. We only need to go 3 meters, so there's no need to get carried away with winding it up. I've got red lines on my kitchen set up for 3 meters, so we'll see how it goes. Well, that probably would have been alright if it was going straight. Let's straighten it up and have another go. With the paper clips pushed in like this, I should be able to adjust the steering by pulling it out a bit. That should make it go the other way. Okay, behind the line, and let it go. There we go. It's gone over the 3 metre mark, so it's achieved the requirement of travelling 3 metres. We'll give that one more go. Okay, we're on the line. Well, that's travelling the full length of my kitchen easily. Certainly doing the 3 metres. So, quick summary. This has got to be one of my simplest rubber band powered cars. The wheels are cut from cardboard. The chassis is cardboard, double thickness to give it a bit of extra strength. The axles are pencils, and the bearings are just paper clips wrapped around the pencils and pushed into the back of the cardboard. Cut a little slot there to make room for the rubber band to wind up, and at the front we've got another bent paper clip pushed into the cardboard for the rubber band to be connected to at the front. To improve this, I would actually put hot glue on here to hold things in place, because that's a very soft connection there. It could easily push in and out. On the other hand, the benefit of being able to push these bearings in and out is we can adjust the steering to make it go straighter. I'd also put hot glue on the wheels to hold them onto the axles to give them a bit more rigidity. But it doesn't need it, it's working exactly as it is. So I hope that one's helpful to somebody, because that's a really nice, easy, simple rubber band powered car. You need to make sure you've got gaps so that the wheels don't rub the centre, and if they do rub the centre they only rub it on one wheel, not both, so it's nice free running. That's it, done.